So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jenny, and I'm your Matron-of-Honor for the evening or for the next 2 to 3 minutes, because after this, my title might be revoked, so we'll see how this goes. A wise man once said that true love is finding your soul's recognition of its counterpoint in another. And Lauren was lucky enough to find that counterpoint when she met me 16 years ago. We are soulmates. She's my soul sister. If you were to randomly come up to either one of us and just be like, hey, who's your best friend? We would say each other. If my husband sees me on my phone and I'm texting or talking to someone, he immediately goes, oh, tell Lauren I said hi, because that's the only person I'm probably talking to. So when we met in high school, and we used to do everything together, like probably stupid amounts of stuff together. She would be grounded, and she would call me and be like, hey, do you want to hang out? And I'm like, well, you're grounded. She goes, oh, but my dad said I can hang out with you because he likes you. So we would go hang out, and then she would still get in trouble, even though I was the good kid, because she went out with me. But they told her to call me to hang out, so it didn't make any sense. We would accidentally match at school, which was like the day before. We'd be like, hey, wear this tomorrow. And then we'd go to school and be like, oh my God, we're wearing the same thing. That's so funny. We planned it out. But that kind of bit us now, because now we actually match everywhere we go, and we have to call each other and be like, hey, what are you wearing to dinner tonight? Because if we don't, we'll wear the same thing. And at 16, it was cute, but it's not cute at 32. So we kind of have to deal with that. So as we were getting older, we were still the dynamic duo. So then when she told me that she was pregnant with Eden, I remember not being scared for her, I was scared for myself. I was like, oh my God, my life's gonna change. I'm gonna raise a baby. Like, obviously it's her baby, but I was gonna be there. And then when Hayden was born, things didn't really change. The dynamic duo just became the triumphant trio, and we just had a new little sidekick who went with us everywhere we went, and that's just how it was. So when she met Ryan, things were different. She was giddy, and if you know Lauren, if there's like a book about her personality, if you look at the table of contents, there's not a chapter named Giddy, like that's just not Lauren. So when she was like, she was in Puerto Rico working, and she goes, so I met this guy. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah. Oh my God, he's so hot. Let me send you a picture. So she sends me the picture. She's waiting for me to see it. And she's like, isn't he so hot? He's so hot. I was like, okay, like, calm down, girl. Okay, I get it. He's hot. So like I knew things were different, like just the way that she talked about him. They came to my engagement party. It was the first time I met him. And she's grown up around my family, and even my family was like, oh my gosh, he's so handsome. They're so happy together. They look so in love. Like, it was something I had never really seen before. Lauren's kind of been independent for a while. So to see her like in a happy relationship, like it really meant a lot to me. She would call me up and be like, oh my gosh, Ryan's being so weird. He's so nice and he wants to do all these things for me, and it's so weird. Why is he like that? And I was like, well, it sounds like he's being a gentleman and he's being romantic, and that's how a relationship should be. And she's like, well, it's weird. Why? Because she wasn't used to it. And then when she was pregnant with Mason, it was the same thing. She was like, oh my gosh, Ryan wants to send me all this stuff. And why is he doing that? Well, it sounds like he's being a gentleman and he's being romantic and he's being a good father, and that's just how it's supposed to be. And she like couldn't wrap her head around someone wanting to take care of her because she had never had it before. And then Ryan kind of learned he needed me on his side. So if they got into an argument, which was basically Ryan was being really nice and Lauren was being a brat about something, he would be like, can you please just call Jenny? Can you just call Jenny? Just talk to Jenny. So she would call me and tell me about their fight, which wasn't a fight. And I could tell her she was wrong because Ryan couldn't, but I could be like, you're being stupid. And she was like, fine. And she would call him up and everything would be okay. So like I knew things were different. So to be here today, to finally get to stand next to my best friend and my soul sister on her special day. I mean, I wish I could have been there last year, but we weren't invited, so I'm not bitter. It's fine. Here we are. So to actually be here today, to see how in love they are, to be around their friends and family, it really does mean a lot to me. So to Ryan, thank you. Now I'm gonna get emotional. Thank you for being there for her, for loving her, and for taking care of my person, my 2 people. If you count Hayden, you have passed all of my friendship tests, and I'm very honored that you are now a part. We can now be a quad. Well, actually, count Mason, where the group has grown from the dynamic duo, but it wouldn't happen any other way. So, to Lauren and Ryan,